So what's been going on with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Well, news. Hashtag Solskjaer. FC Bayern is monitoring the 50-year-old as a potential. Good morning and welcome back to Mufc Realist Tv. Mick Ruby here with Fresh from the Press, Breathe the Press, fresh news, and we're going to talk about Manchester United, as we know at the moment is going through a massive overhaul and restructure. This is well needed for fans. This is well needed for the club to move forward, to win trophies again. We've seen that Ineos is coming in there with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Brailsford, Omar Barada, and everything else. But what about managers? What about Erik ten Hag? Is Erik ten Hag's job safe? Well, media reports are saying that Erik ten Hag has been given performance management to the end of the season to see if we can get into top four. And as it stands today, we are on a winning streak, four in a bounce, and Ten Hag is under pressure to perform. Other than that, I believe that there has been conversations behind the scene to Ten Hag to assure that if you deliver, your job is safe to next year. Basically, Ten Hag has a contract that's running out next year, so a more sensible thing would be to speak about that everything in the summer for Ten Hag. Just focus on doing your thing, Ten. You be you. Just deliver us fifth or fourth so we can actually qualify into the Champions Leagues. Now, I want to speak to you about the overall changes that's been going on for the past 8 to 10 years since Alex Ferguson left. We had managers that been sacked, like David Moyes didn't last more than 4 or 5 months there. Got replaced by Van Gaal, and Van Gaal, even when he won the FA Cup, still got sacked and replaced by Jose Mourinho. Now, Jose Mourinho said, like, to win that Europa League in 2017 season and coming second in the Premier League was his biggest achievement. And why might I ask, why is it so? Well, he didn't have any form of backing and support from above management, as the Glazers were only caring about the bank balances, and the people that was appointed above didn't really care about the football. It matters more of the banking, how many Benjamins will get into the bank account. And then, lo and behold, we hired Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Ole at the wheel. Everyone was singing. Everyone was happy. Ex-nostalgic move. I think it was a very, very good move, smart move from the Glazers to, take your mind off of something else and put a legend in the club as an interim manager. It really, really, really went off for Ole. He kicked off, he started winning, and then in all the midst of everything, of the excitement, this PR machine of the Glazers thought this is going to work. Instead of giving him a contract, negotiate at summer, Ed Woodward gave him a contract in just before May, end of April, May. And since then, everything just went downhill. Ole should have never been given a contract that early at the end of the day. So what happened with Ole? Well, we all know it. He finished second. Brilliant for Ole to finish second. We ended up going all the way into the Europa League final, where we actually had that devastating penalty shootout against the Yellow Submarines. And the last penalty taker was David De Gea, who unfortunately is no longer with us in the club. Another legend gone. Another legend that was mistreated with contract issues. Just to fizz him out the door because high wages. And now we have an Andrew Onana. So what's been going on with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Well, he's been cited doing touring, being an ambassador for United. He was in India, he was speaking. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been jobless for the past 3 years, taking his time, well deserved, because the way the club was treating a ex-club legend, I mean, talking about Ole at the wheel legend, it's absolutely disgraceful, in my opinion, right? He got thrown under the bus, and according to my opinion, he was given squad players that he didn't really want, and he was overruled by John Murtaugh and Darren Fletcher that was there appointed. They're basically appointed by the Glazers to sabotage. And The downfall of Ole was he was given Cristiano Ronaldo on a very, very short notice period. Cristiano Ronaldo turned out to be available. Club acted quickly. It was a smart move from Ronaldo and his agent to say that, Manchester City will get us. So there was nothing more Ole could have done. He didn't have a choice. The club acted fast because he was a legend. He was a shirt seller. They grabbed him, and that was the end of Ole. He lost that dressing room. Cristiano Ronaldo must say that he is a mentality monster. He is a leader. But at the end of the day, we saw that it was all about Cristiano Ronaldo running out to Piers Morgan. But he couldn't handle that dressing room. You were given the key to Ferrari, was building a very good squad, and the background staff that he had with Kieran McKenna as a coach and who else I keep forgetting, but it wasn't good enough. It was not good enough because everyone lacked experience. And I felt sorry for him. Um, Again, legends being treated at the club poorly by the Glazers. And glad to see and glad to share today. I want to share this article that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is now linked with a shock managerial return to Bayern Munich to replace Tuchel. And this is music to my ears. So this is according to Florian Plettenberg from Sky News that I want to share this beautiful article today, this morning. And at the end of the day, please leave your comment in the comment section below. I want to hear your feelings. Was it right to sack Ole? Was it his fault? I thought he was dealt a very bad hand. He did get rid of bad apples, what he said. He did get rid of, wasn't it Paul Pogba as well? He did get rid of, Romelu Lukaku. And we saw what happened to those bad apples at the end of the day. Where are they now? Where are they playing? Well, back to the story. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is heavily being monitored by Bayern Munich as a potential replacement for Thomas Tuchel. This is coming from Sky Sports reporter Florian Plettenberg, who is a tier one media reporter and very, very close to Bayern Munich himself. Nobody saw that coming. I mean, if this happens, I'm happy for Ole. But continue the story that they call him the Norwegian coach, has been out of work since Manchester United terminated his contract duties in November 2021. That's 3 years from now, Ollie. What you've been doing, going out fishing, taking it easy, chilling. He came almost immediately after the side sustained a 4-1 defeat against Watford. We all remember that game, which was just the final hammer blow, the nail in the coffin for disastrous results. 5 losses in 7 matches back then for the 20th time champions. They were 7th in the place in the Premier League, and things were not looking good for Ole. Fans turned on him. Manager turns on him. Everyone turned on him, and at the end of the day, everything stops at the manager's responsibility. It wasn't doom and gloom, though, according to me, in my opinion, and according to Plettenberg, what was saying in my article. When we met sunshine over grey skies at Old Trafford, that night in Paris, the Champions League, doing that league double over Manchester City, bringing Bruno Fernandes to the club and orchestrating a prolific partnership between Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford. Yeah, that was all Ole. That was all Ole, That night in Paris was legendary. PSG. Who cannot forget that game? So we did have some memorable moments with Ole at the end of the day. Now, currently, Bayern sit 8 points in the Bundesliga between their flying high leaders, Bayer Leverkusen. My God, Xavi there is doing amazing work. And I do feel sorry for Harry Kane. It seems to be the curse of Harry Kane, trophyless. You leave Spurs to go to Bayern Munich and end up still getting no trophy. So Bayern Leverkusen are 8 points clear of Bayern Munich, and rest assured that the leaderboard of Bayern Munich is not happy, and Thomas Tuchel will be served. Head will be served on a plate. They lost the Super Cup at the beginning of the term, where they knocked out the German Cup and lost the first leg of the Champions League last 16 tie, 1-0 away to Lazio. That's not acceptable if you're Bayern standards. As it stands, they risk to go trophyless for the first time since 2011 and 2012. Wow. And this is just the fourth time in their history. Can you imagine that? So, news, hashtag Solskjaer. FC Bayern is monitoring the 50-year-old as a potential interim solution. So they're looking to sack Tuchel and bring in Ole as an interim, not as a permanent. I think this is brilliant for Ole, but can he handle it, the pressure? He did it at Manchester United as an interim. You get the manager interim bounce, you get a legend coming in that, this won the Champions League, came second in the Europa League. Ole is not bad. Ole did get results, but it's all about your backing, right? It's all about how you surround yourself, your coaching staff, XYZ, right? But the original plan remains for FC Bayern would be to continue with Thomas Tuchel at least to the end of the season and give him the sack after. We don't know. I'm not a Bayern supporter, but one thing that I know about Bayern, they're ruthless. They're ruthless. Does it make sense to sack a manager with 13 games to play or 14 what they have over there in Bundesliga? Perhaps if you can turn it around, because Bayern is used to winning the Bundesliga year in and year out, and if they go out the Champions League, it's be a disastrous results. Bayern and Solskjaer, nothing concrete at this stage, but according to Florian Plettenberg, there are potential nominations and talks. Very interesting story. This has been Mick Ruby here with Paper Talks. Do let me know your feelings and comments. Does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer deserve a second chance in his managerial career? Did you think that he was wrongfully thrown out of the bus by the Glazers? And I certainly feel sad about it. Nothing wrong about Ole. As I said, my personal opinion was that he was thrown under the bus and he was given no support. Of course, the results were showing off the pitch, but I've been hearing stories that Ole was forced to play certain commodity players by the leadership above. Anyway, this has been Mick Ruby here from MUFC, having my say, and hopefully I had your better day. Let me know in the comment section. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we should see you to the next one. Bye for now.